me get these.
I'll rock out in my insurance room. Yeah. See? This nigga try to go virtual background. All right, here we go. Everything's good? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Yes. All right, let me go ahead and...
Boy.
I had to clap with Sam.
that was the seat?
Yeah. It's your boy Reg.
This your boy Jamal, a.k.a. Gilly.
A.k.a. Gilly. Well, we did say it was TBD podcast until we came up with. So, to start off, I think I got one.
Okay. I think I got one too.
Because I was playing off the wifey. When she said 1/4, which I don't know why she said 1/4, and we'll discuss that at a different time. So
okay.
So
offline.
So I'm thinking 4 quarters podcast.
I had two. Well, I actually had three.
Okay, go ahead.
I actually kind of like TBD, because everything in sports is always to be determined. You never know the outcome until the end. I was thinking about that.
Facts.
And then I was thinking, we're two sports addicts, so we can call it Sports Addicts, the Sports Addicts podcast.
Yeah.
And the last one was the Reggie Lane Show, because this is your vision, this is your thing, this is your broadcasting is your thing, podcasting is your thing. Like, look, I'm here to support you, so I'm like, we can just go with Reggie, bitch. The Reggie Lane Show. But really, Sports Addicts was the thing. And I like TBD. I really do like TBD.
I ain't gonna lie, we might have to keep TBD. TBD was hard. We might, you know what? We're gonna make an executive decision right now.
Okay.
And say that it's gonna be TBD from now on. It is TBD podcast.
There we go.
That's the name. There is no new name. We stuck with TBD. Oh man. So let's jump into this.
Where we going first?
We all know about the college football.
Okay.
They did their the Big 12 and not the Big 12, I apologize.
The Big 10.
The Big 10 and the Pac-12 canceled their sports for fall. Well, yeah. Pac-12 did all of sports for the fall. Big 10 just did football, and then you got the ACC is keeping their season as of now. The Big 12 is keeping their season, and the SEC is keeping their season. What do you think about it? How do you feel about the whole two out of the 5 power conferences canceling their season or postponing it to spring, which we're going to get into that too, which doesn't make no sense to me.
Right. It's the same back thing I always say, football is king. And I don't know if you're here yet, but you got to realize, like, let's take Nebraska. They was the most outcome and saying, hey, no, we want to play out of the Big 10. Mm-hmm. And that's because they generate so much money that they can't afford not to play football. They just can't afford not to play. Even if they postpone it, it'll still be a hardship. It'll still be a loss for them. Right. I looked up some stats last year. They think their athletic program made $89 million last year. Yeah. And of that, the football team made $51 million of that.
Right.
So you take $51 million away from a team or away from a university, it hurts. And also you got to think about it. A lot of college football teams are in small towns, and that small town feeds off that football team. I think Nebraska, they play Lincoln, Nebraska.
Right,
and the same article was saying how the town of Lincoln, Nebraska made $121 million during the football season alone. Right. So you take away $120 million from a team or from a city, you realize that football needs to be, for stuff to operate the way stuff's been operating,
Mm-hmm.
football is going to have to be playing. That's why I think ACC and the SEC say in the Big 12 say, hey, no, we have to play because it's just too much money involved.
Yeah, I see. I understand the money involvement. I just don't understand how are you going to do. How are you going to play? How are you going to have the Big Ten and the Pac-12, two of the 5 powerhouse or power conferences, say they're not going to play, but yet you're going to let the other 3 play? Because the thing is what are your doctors? Everybody's getting the same. Everybody's getting the same information.
Well, I thought that too. So I did a little bit more research. The way the football, the NCAA, they control everything. But the way football is set up, each conference is allowed to make their own rules. So each conference has their own set of doctors and things like that. So the Big 12 had a doctor, the ACC had they all had their own doctor. So that's why you see the presidents of these schools coming together and making a decision, and not the NCAA making a decision. So that's the thing, though. So you got everybody doing their own thing, like they have always done. That's why teams can jump from conference to conference.
To conference, right?
Because
but why don't they just? But why postpone the whole, or why suspend the whole all of fall sports? So that's what I don't get. You're gonna suspend all of fall sports. Why don't you just? Because everybody's in this pandemic. Everybody's in this COVID-19 pandemic. Everybody's living this shit day to day. Don't nobody know the fuck going on. Everybody's living day to day. So instead of, and I'm thinking as an athlete, if I'm Justin Fields, quarterback for Ohio State, and you're telling me, yeah, we're suspending, we're not gonna have fall sports, but we're gonna try to play in the spring. So you're telling me that is a top prospect, is a top 5 draft pick in the NFL, and you want me to play in the springtime and then turn around and get ready for the combine. That's just him going into the NFL draft. Now, the other players, it's you want me to play in the springtime and then you want me to turn right back around and play in the fall. That's player safety right there. You really gonna hurt somebody. So it doesn't make no sense. So why don't you just do what everybody's been doing, which is the ACC, the Big 12, and the SEC is just, hey, we're going to postpone it till the end of September, see where we're at in September. Instead of saying, hey, we're just not going to have it, and then play spring ball, because now you got to think of it as you're messing with the college football athletes, with the NFL draft, and then playing spring football, and then turning right back around into fall to play. And then what about the high schoolers that normally come in, that some leave high school early to come into the spring? Like, I feel like they don't know, because if you play in the spring, when are you going to play in the spring? So are you going to play February, March, April? Are you going to do April, May, June? Like, how I feel like they just said, hey, you know what, we're just going to postpone it until spring. We don't know when we're going to play in the spring. We're just going to postpone it into the spring.
Well, at least the Pac-12 was saying, hey, look, we're going to keep our scholarships, so you remain on scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody like that. And then we're going to try to keep your eligibility. So if we don't have a season at all, you still got that extra season to come back next year and play. That's what the Pac-12. That's what Pac-12 said they want to do for their players.
Right.
The thing about it, though, is that a lot of these schools, only a certain amount of schools actually make money. And you hear, especially in the Big Ten, the schools that you hear the most out of are the schools that's actually making the big money, like Nebraska, Penn State, and all these. Those are teams that are actually making big money. The other schools, they're really not making that much money. So for them, it's not a big thing. And I hate to keep barking on economics, but that's what it really all boils down to.
Well, yeah, it boils down to the money. Well, that's where their head was anyway. They don't give a look. We all know the NCAA don't give a fuck about the athlete. We all know that, because in my personal opinion, I think athletes should get paid. I don't think they should get paid, a grip of bread or something, but they should get paid. I mean, shit, they're bringing in the revenue for you at the end of the day, and you're selling their likeness and their merchandises in stores and everything, and these athletes can't benefit off of it. So we all know it's about money, and we know the NCAA really don't care. It's just, I feel like they don't again, they don't have no structure to it. It's just we're postponing. We're going to try to play in the spring. Okay, well, if we're going to try to play in the spring, at least give me the guidelines of when are we going to play. And then it goes back. Then for like college football, it's like so. The 3 out of the 5 power conferences that are going to play, they're going to have a national championship. So what about the 2? So what's the Pac-12? What's the Pac-12 and the Big Ten going to do then? So what? They're just going to say, okay, whoever wins this, you're co-champion, you're co-national champions with the other team, or are you going to be like, well, the champions in the fall will play the champions in the spring? Well, that don't make no sense because you're hurting the kids' bodies. That player safety goes out the window.
Which is why I think
they don't. Which they don't give a fuck about player safety, obviously, because they don't care about the student athlete at the end of the day.
Which is why I don't think there's going to be. I don't think none of the conferences are going to play.
Well, I don't think so neither.
Because the biggest thing about the NCAA are these bowl games. And bowl games generate so much money, and you have interconference play in those bowl games. For the conference make money, the schools make money, the NCAA makes money, the city makes money. And without those bowl games, there's no need to have a season without those bowl games.
Right.
I mean, so I think the NCAA, these universities, and these things, like you keep saying, the student athlete is going to suffer the most. But then that's in all sports. The athlete always, maybe outside of the Major League Baseball, because their contracts are guaranteed. But outside of that, for the most part, most athletes, when it comes, it's either play or we'll find somebody else who will play.
Right. Because it's just like, and then they're talking about the spring. So if they do the spring, like I say, if I'm Justin Fields from Ohio State or any of these other, I just say him because he's the first person that comes off my mind. But you want us to play in the spring? I'm not going to play in the spring because the NFL draft is right around the corner. So I'm not going to hurt myself and hurt my chances unless if the NFL pushes back the NFL draft and the combine, which do you really think the NFL is going to do that? I highly doubt that. They're not going to do that. I don't think there's going to be an NFL season either. Like, I don't think there's going to be a college season either, too. I think they'll probably get 2 weeks in. I don't even think they'll get 2 weeks in. I think they might get 1 game in, 2 if they're lucky, because like we said on the previous podcast, all these students that are coming back to classes, like how are you gonna mandate this whole 6 feet and social distancing and like wearing masks? Like some are gonna wear masks, let's just be honest. Some are gonna wear masks and some are not. Like I just feel like as soon as the season starts, someone's gonna catch it, not know they have it, and spread it. Unless if they do a bubble. Now I feel like they can do a bubble. I think college football can do a bubble, especially if they only do especially since they're condensing the season and it's only gonna be conference games. Then I can see them doing a bubble where you play in neutral sites if possible. Which is still tough. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out, like how the NBA has done it. The NBA and the NHL has this bubble, and it's been perfect as of now because you haven't heard. There's been no cases in the NHL or the NBA bubble.
Well, see, the thing about it though is, if college football does a bubble, you have to say, "Hey, you're not a student athlete anymore. You're an athlete."
And they don't want to pay them.
They don't want to pay them. They're not going to admit that. Yeah. They're not going to admit that. Because that takes, if you want to do a bubble, that takes measurements, however that word is. That takes it right out. takes it right out the window. Because then you're no longer an amateur. Man, you are a pro athlete making money.
Yeah.
Whose sole purpose of being at this university is to make us money and to play a sport. So,
well, I also think it's, and I hate to say it, I also think it's political too. Mm-hmm. If you notice the teams or the conferences that are continue to play, if you look at where their region is at, you wonder why I mean, I hate to bring in politics into sports, but I mean, look at the ACC is in the South, Southeast. The SEC is in the South. The Big 12 or the Big 12? No.
Yeah, the Big 12.
Yeah, the Big 12 is in the Midwest, but that's still Texas is considered, it's still the South.
Because it's a southern state.
Kind of, it's still southern. You know what I mean? So of course, who's all in the southern states. Everybody, well, majority of these motherfuckers is Republicans here in the South and the Midwest.
We say red states. They're red states, Callie.
They're red states. Oh, we gotta say red states. We're being politically correct.
States.
Sorry, red states. We live in the red states, the red region. So and it's crazy how it's those three conferences that are continue to play. Because I read up that the ACC doctor was like, yeah, after paying attention for 6 months, we can manage it. Yeah, you can manage it. You can manage the players. But again, how are you going to manage the players when everybody comes on campus? They live on campus. If they're freshmen and sophomores, they live on campus majority of the time. Juniors and seniors, okay, maybe you could still though, you can't really bubble juniors and seniors because there's especially seniors that got their own place. You really going to tell them you can't go nowhere or invite nobody over? Yeah, okay, then we'll see how that goes. So like you say, if they do the bubble, they got to pay these athletes, and they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to spend that money. They don't want to spend that money.
And that kills me that they don't want to spend that money because they have the money. They have the money. Like Texas, they made more money. Their football program made more money than most NFL teams did alone for the whole year. Right. So they have the money to pay athletes. Like, even if they pay, I read a statistic that was saying how University of Texas, they make so much money. I think it was like $127 million of profit that they made.
Yeah.
That's enough to play each player on their team $1 million.
Wow.
To play.
That's
so
ridiculous.
they have the money. They have the money to pay these athletes. If they just don't want to, That's the thing about it.
Yeah, which they should. And like they say, I don't think they should pay them, $1 million to play, because I mean, my thing is play the athletes. I think you should pay every athlete at the school that plays a sport. I don't care if it's football, lacrosse, swimming. Everybody should get paid. Now they should get paid. There should be a pay scale.
Right.
Like, of course, if your school, like Texas, for instance, University of Texas, of course, the football players should get paid more than the swim team, of course, right, because they generate the most money. And then when it comes to Carolina, UNC, yes, the basketball program should get paid more than the football program because the basketball program brings in more money than the football program. But I still feel like they should all get paid, because at the end of the day, you're using their likeness. You're using them to get profit.
Well, let me play devil's advocate real quick. Mm-hmm. The only thing about it is, the main thing that will hinder paying college athletes is that it's recruiting. Because if I know that I can get more money to play for Texas, then why would I go to Oklahoma or another school? If I can get more money at another school to play, why not go somewhere else? So it just hurts recruiting.
Right, but yeah, it could hurt recruiting. But again, at the end of the day, though, if you got Texas and Oklahoma vying for you, and Texas says they can pay you X amount of dollars more than Oklahoma, but if you go to Texas, you might be sitting for 2 years because there might be a 5-star. Right. So, I mean, I still think, the money plays in, but I think some of these athletes is going to see, okay, I might be getting X amount of dollars here more than X amount of dollars there. But if I go where there's less money, I have a better chance of starting and a better chance of getting to the NFL and being a first-round pick. Because at the end of the day, like you say, it is about money, but your money is temporary. in college. Because I mean, as in, you go there, go to Texas, okay, they're paying me more than Oklahoma, but you stayed at Texas for 4 years because you had to sit behind two star athlete, two star athletes, maybe, or even if it's just one 5-star athlete, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to Oklahoma, if you would have went there, you would have been able to come out after your sophomore year because you started as a freshman.
Right.
So,
but
it does make sense though.
Yeah, the D League is changing all of that anyway, though, because now
the NBA has it. The NBA has it down pat.
Yeah,
they know
because
now
there's like no need to go to college. Like, oh, you want to skip college? Go ahead, come to our D League, get paid.
Well, that's because the NBA. That's because the NCAA did this stupid one and done rule, which I think is. Wait, did they? No, it is the one and done. Yeah, you got to go to college for one. Yeah, you got to go
1 year.
If they would have never changed that, if they would have just left it, if you think you're good enough to come out of high school, everything would have been fine. But I think this one and done, especially if you're a star athlete, your mindset is, well, I know I'm only going to school. I know I'm only going to class for the first semester. I'm not going to go for the second semester. Ain't no point. So,
which is why you see players saying, "Bump college. I'll play overseas for a year."
Yeah.
And do that
and get bread and not tax get not taxed on it.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think NCAA I think NCAA is about to get blown up, and the NCAA is about to be in a whole different spectrum now.
Right.
To how it used to be ran. I don't think it's going to be ran the same no more. This pandemic has opened up a lot of eyes to a lot of shit that's going on in college sports even more. So I don't think, and I think I heard, I think Paul Feinbaum said it. He was like, this right here, especially with the two conferences that decided to cancel sports for the fall and the other one staying, he said with that happening, he was like, you're going to look in a new age in the NCAA sports. It just has to happen.
Right. Yeah.
It does. Totally. I don't know. Like we said, they don't care about us play. They don't care. They don't care about the athlete at the end of the day.
Right.
They don't care about the athlete at the end of the day.
It's kind of like the five families meeting, and then it's really like a mafia becoming the two family members saying families saying no, we're gonna go do this, and y'all can put all of that. So
yeah,
but
facts. Sad. I hope they get it fixed. I hope they get it fixed somehow. Postpone it like everybody else has been doing. Hey, we're just gonna push the season back and then just see what happens. See what happens. All right. Well, we're gonna go try to pay some bills. I don't think we gotta pay bills no more. But we'll be back because of the pandemic, so I don't think we gotta pay bills. We'll be back.
No, bills they still want their money, but
at the dope house with a whole lot of money, yeah. That's a whole lot of cash, a whole lot of hash, and a whole lot of ass on a whole lot of honeys, yeah. If you can water whip, then out you a stab in a soft slab and come back inside a harder whip. I'm at the heart of this. I'm G money on my Carter shit. With all the niggas that I started with, you not a part of this. So you can hate me all you want. Mistakes you made at the pace you jog or run. The face displayed is the race you falling from. The cake enslaved every fate, they all in one. I never needed permission to be in the kitchen or needed a weapon to show them a weapon. They hug is indifferent. They know I'm a blessing. I'm covered, protected. I come with a message that love is infectious.
We back. Had to pay. Well, yeah, we did have to pay bills. Gil said we had to pay bills because motherfuckers is still paying bills. All I'm saying is give me my stimulus check. Again.
Hey, look. This comedian said, hey, look. I don't like Trump, but if we give me another check, hey, I may have to vote for him again. So
you stupid, yeah.
Hey,
shit. I feel like it. Look. I feel like if Biden get in, I feel like Biden gonna give us more. But we can get into politics as much as we want. Let's hit this. Damn, did you watch the game?
Yes.
Did you watch the game the other night? Listen.
Yes, I've watched his last 4 games. where he hits at 45, 21, 51, and 61.
Yeah.
Dame he's on a whole nother level.
Dame is product of the Bay Area. Shout out to the Yay. You know what I'm saying? Because Dame is a problem. I don't know why people don't. I mean, I think people do respect him. I think people, of course, his peers respect the man because, he does his thing. What's him and Skip? I know you heard him and Skip got into it.
Yeah, but
over Twitter, but we know how Skip is. Skip like to just chirp.
Yeah.
And what did he do? When you poke a beast, he's gonna go on a tear. And I think that's what Skip ended up doing. Skip poked this man, and this man is mad, and now you got playoff Dame, and he's hungry. Like he said, all he wanted was a chance. Just give us a chance. That's the only one I'm gonna go. Just give us a chance. The man is a problem.
Do you think he's the greatest scorer of this generation of all? Well, me personally, hear me out.
Yeah.
Because he can shoot the three and he also can dribble drive. I think in this era, well, not in fact in all eras, I think he's the greatest scorer, just a pure scorer, not the best player, just as a pure scorer. I think he's up there with James Harden and nobody else is on that list for just being a pure scorer.
No.
Being
you're leaving
a pure
one person.
Scorer.
You're leaving one. First, you're leaving two people off the list. One, put some respect to my man Carmelo. Carmelo's a pure scorer. Carmelo still get you 25 points a game.
Right.
And you forgot KD. Obviously, someone forgot about KD.
Okay. Hold on.
KD is 6'11" because he got hurt. I think with Dame, I think he is one of the best scorers we've seen, and I think he doesn't get I don't think he gets talked about like that as a scorer like that because he plays in Portland. He's in a small market. And I think with this bubble, it helped him. And I don't want to say it helped him, but it helped fans because they had no choice but to watch because there's only watch him play because he's almost. I'm not gonna say he's a great 3-point shooter like Steph because Steph is the greatest 3-point shooter I've seen. Greatest 3-point shooter I've seen in my lifetime. He's the greatest I've seen, but he can do the same things that Steph can do. And with Steph not being in the bubble, I think it enhanced it more for fans to see. Like, I mean, he's been doing it. I mean, he knocked out the Rockets out of the playoffs. 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yep.
And then he knocked out OKC last year. So he's
that
been
shot.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like I do. I think I'll put it this way. I think he's the best scorer under 6'2", behind Iverson.
Okay. All right. Follow me along here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with your two players.
Okay.
KD. No, I'll go with Melo first. Yes, Melo's a great mid-range scorer. Mm-hmm. Melo cannot shoot from three. He just can't. He cannot shoot from three like that. Mm-hmm. He doesn't, especially off the dribble. So that's why I can't. That's why I didn't mention him.
Okay.
KD.
You can't say, my man. Okay, I'll give you.
Here's my thing about my own thing about KD. Okay, my own thing about KD is, yes, KD can shoot. He can from anywhere on the floor. He can. I just don't trust KD down the clutch like that. The drive to the basket, drive to the basket.
What?
I don't think KD wants to get fouled. That's my whole thing about KD.
You wildin'.
I don't think he wants to get fouled. I'm just saying. That's just
why
me.
the fuck do I need to drive when I can pull up? I'm 7 foot. I can pull up a 15-footer and get my shot.
I get that.
My man shoots 40% from the field and still gets you buckets behind the line, 3-point line.
Right.
KD is the purest.
I personally, this is just me personally.
Mm-hmm.
If we played pickup basketball, and it came down to, do I want KD or do I want Damian Lillard in clutch time? I'm definitely going Dame. I'm definitely going Dame in clutch time. In clutch time, get me a basket.
Like
Get your basket. Who you giving the ball to?
I love Dame because he's from NorCal, but I'm not what the Slim Reaper. Man,
Okay.
no, I'm giving the ball to KD and I'm letting KD go to work.
So let's rank them then. Let's rank them because in my opinion, it goes Harden, Dame, KD. As just pure scorers.
Pure scorers.
Yeah, just pure scorers.
I'll go pure scorers. I go KD, James, and then Dame. And I say that because I put KD and James is a pure scorer, but I put KD above James because James Harden has the ball in his hands 95% of the time.
Yes.
If KD has the ball in his hands, KD can get just as many points as James Harden. KD can get you 45 in his sleep.
That is true. And your point about really
that's the same thing with Dame too.
Harden and Dame, they both have the ball
in their hand a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Because you gotta look at it with KD. And I even say KD is even more of a pure scorer, is because KD has never been on a team where it's been just him. He's been the main option. Even when he was in OKC, at the beginning he was, and then when Russell Westbrook's first 2 years, it was still KD. But then when you saw Russell and James start to elevate, it was kind of like, okay, if you're open, you're open. Then KD goes to Golden State. Of course, we know whose team it was out in Golden State,
right.
Steph's squad. And then now in Brooklyn, I feel like it's his team. It just, I don't know how I don't know how Kyrie's gonna feel, because no offense, I love Kyrie, and Kyrie got handles. Kyrie is nasty. He might be probably the best point guard, and I say point guard because I don't think Steph is a point. I don't think James is a point, and I don't think Dame is a point. Well,
right.
Dame can be a point, but as a point guard, I think Kyrie's the best point guard in the league. But we all know he's low-key. I don't want to say he's toxic. I just think he wants to be
the hero.
He wants to be the hero. He wants to be the alpha.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. He wants to be the alpha, and he's never been on a team where he was before LeBron came back to Cleveland. Kyrie was the alpha, and then LeBron came back, and it switched. So,
but even with that, LeBron's kind of a passive king. Like, he's like, okay, I'm the king, and I know I'm the king. I have to prove myself as the king. So you can do what you do. So that still worked for them.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Kevin Durant, though, KD, is that you are the best player. Be dominant. Be that alpha player. Be like, no, this is my team. I'm running the show. All y'all follow me. He just doesn't have that gene in him to do that. That's why I think he will always be, because he doesn't have that gene.
Well, I don't
Jordan
know.
Gene.
Well, nobody's gonna
second fiddle.
Well, no one's ever gonna have that. No, I don't think anybody's ever gonna really have that Jordan. I mean, besides Kobe, God rest his soul. Right. I don't think anybody's gonna have those killer mentality. Like Russell has a killer mentality, but he doesn't have that. Yeah, he doesn't have that clutch killer mentality. Yeah, he can't shoot. KD, listen, the last 2 finals, he won Finals MVP, and he was averaging 36 points a game. The man was, he was clutch when he needed to be clutch. And for you to average 30-something points a game, and you have 2 of the greatest backcourt shooters of all time in Klay and Steph on your team, and you're still averaging 30-something points, like his drop off, he didn't even have a drop off when he went to Golden State, which you thought he would have with everybody. There's not enough balls to go around, but there wasn't a drop off. Everybody still got their same amount of shots up, and KD still showed that. Even though he went, because I thought when KD went to Golden State, I thought he was going to not take a back seat, but kind of like fall back and just get as many points and get average 25, 26. But when KD went there, he was still KD. He didn't change for nothing. He still averaged his 35 points, 40% from the field, or 48%, some ridiculous fucking number from the field. Like, the man is, I think he is the greatest scorer ever to play. And then James Harden, after he retires, people respect James Harden for his scoring. I don't think people respect James Harden's scoring right now because he dances a lot and he goes to the line 20 times. But I think once James Harden retires and people sit back and be like, damn, James Harden he might have been 1B in the scoring situation. And I think the same thing with Dame. I don't think Dame gets the look because he's in Portland. Like, no one, and he's on the West Coast. That's why I think the bubble was the greatest thing for him, because all the games are coming on East Coast time. So the West Coast, so the East Coast has the chance to sit there and watch it instead of if none of this ever happened, staying up till
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to watch
that's the only thing I hate about living on the East Coast is because the games for the West come on so late. When I was back West, it was East Coast games came on at 5 o'clock, and the West Coast games came on at 8, and you were good. Here it's like, damn, 12 o'clock. And then if it's a good game, you got to stay up an extra hour till 1. So I think this was great for Dame, for people to actually see him. Same thing with Booker. Same thing with Devin Booker. Like, Devin Booker, that's why I'm rocking Phoenix, bro. Like, look, I didn't fuck with Devin in Kentucky because he had all the stars. He had of course it's Kentucky. He had all the number 1 recruits there. Yo, Booker is a problem. I rock with Booker now. I wouldn't mind getting the Phoenix Suns jersey and repping Booker, because Booker's been a problem in the bubble, bro. Booker's been a problem.
If the bubble had, if he was going to do an MVP of just the bubble alone, this needs 8 games in the bubble.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna go. Try to pay some bills again.
Yes, got to keep these lights on.
Keep these lights on. Keep the TV on, and then when we get back, we'll jump into the play-in game. We'll jump into the bubble awards that they came out with, and we'll talk about the NBA awards too. So, chill. Go get something to eat real quick. We'll come back. We'll be back. Before we had cut off, I'll let Gil go ahead. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
Well, I was about to say, if we're going to these bubble awards, and it's just these, you got to remember, just these 8 games.
Just these 8 games, yes.
Just these 8 games. It'll be hard to play. It was so many. Okay, the first couple games, really just the first game was like, wow, I don't know what these players have been doing. But after that, everybody stepped there. Everybody came into it. Yeah. I mean, you got, like you said, D-Book, of course, Dame, TJ Warren went off for multiple games.
Yeah, hold on. Look, TJ Warren went off multiple games until he ran into Miami, and then he didn't want no problems with Jimmy Butler. He went missing.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. Jimmy Butler's whole purpose was to say, no, you're not doing that here.
Yo, I rock with Jimmy.
It's like, no. And you heard even after the game the other day, last night, Butler's like, yeah, you're going to meet them in the playoffs. Or now the reporter's like, yeah, how you feel about meeting the Pacers in the playoffs? Mm-hmm. Butler's answers, well, we got to meet them. We got one more game against them before we go. So, he's looking for that matchup.
Yeah.
He wants it. So,
yeah.
But it'll be hard to say who's the best, who's had the most standout performance. I mean, even Luka has been doing almost posting a triple-double. So,
yeah.
Who you picking, man? Who you got? Just these 8 games now.
If I had to say, it'd be a coin toss between Dame and Book. It'd be a coin toss. I mean, you couldn't go wrong with either one. Dame, because Dame went somewhere the last 4 games, especially the last 2, that I could see them being like, yeah, you get it. Especially dropping 61, especially the last game where he dropped 61, and you needed. It wasn't like he got 61 and everybody else did good. Like, no, like they needed all 61, because if he would have only got 40, they would have lost by 20. If he would have got 50, they probably would have lost by 9 or 10. So they needed all 61 points because CJ McCollum was out. I think CJ had like 8 points.
He was 2 for 14.
Yeah, like he was
on 2 for 14 a game.
Carmelo was there though. Carmelo was there, and I think that especially with that key assist he had to Carmelo, that Carmelo hit that 3. So, but then Book went to the bubble like, put some respect on my name. Like, do you not know who I am? And his team went 8-0 in the bubble.
And that's why I'm picking him. Because
they went 8-0.
Yeah, and you expect Dame, if you watch basketball, like we watch basketball, you've seen Dame go off.
You've seen Dame go off. Yeah,
you've seen Dame go off before, and you've seen Portland go on a roll and win a whole lot of games.
Right. Fact.
But for Phoenix, you did not see this coming with them being 8-0.
Right.
I mean, you did not see that, and that team was basically they climbed on D Book's back. He's like, "I got us, and we're gonna make it." That's the thing. Like, he's gonna do all we can to get in these playoffs.
Well, I think they ended up. I think with the Suns, I think what helped the Suns with this bubble is they're the youngest team in the bubble, and I think I heard somewhere like only 2 of the players, 2 of the players on the team is married with kids.
Yeah.
So everybody on the team already had that college mentality of, oh, we're in the NCAA tournament. Okay, we're at a neutral court. Oh, all we do anyway is stay in the hotel room and play Fortnite and video games anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really for them. It wasn't really as tough as for the Lakers to say, or all the other teams, Portland, Milwaukee, etc. Because, like I said, they're all college. They're young, and majority of them just came out of college. Maybe either 1 or 2 years or 4 years, and they already had that NCAA mentality of, okay. And then again, it's like AAU basketball.
Yeah, that's what Terrence Ross, he plays for the Magic. What he's saying, he's saying is AAU basketball, and plus the way the court is designed, it's a shooter's court because there's your perspective of the court is different from being in an actual arena. He was saying that. So you see the basket a whole lot different than what you see in it in a race. If you can shoot, it's perfect for you.
And I think that's why in the bubble, majority of these teams has been averaging 130 something points. Or it's just damn near 80. Motherfuckers is getting 70, 80 points by halftime. Like NBA 2K ridiculous numbers. But yeah, I would put them, and I don't know exactly all the awards. I know they got the I know they got the bubble MVP award,
right?
And I think they got the all bubble awards team, and I think now for the all bubbles award team, I'd go Book, Dame, T.J. Warren, Luka, and Giannis. Those would be my 5 for the all bubble awards team. Everybody else was. I don't think anybody else really stood out like that, though.
Does the team have to be – is it by position, or I can pick any 5 I want?
Any 5.
Any 5? Yeah, I'll go –
because no one really stood out. Nobody stood out.
Those guys really stood out. But I follow Luka because first of all, I don't think – Luka's is a different. Last year was his rookie year, right?
Yeah, he was a rookie last year.
So I don't even think he really had a rookie season because he was playing overseas for so long.
Yo,
and he was playing with grown men for so long. So for him, it was nothing different. It was just, hey, I'm just doing what I did overseas over here.
Fact.
And I think, and although he's improved to now where he's almost averaging
a triple double,
a 30-point triple double. So I'm like. And when we get to this a little bit later, you're gonna be surprised what I pick.
I remember when he got drafted. I remember when Luka got drafted because my brother, he's a Mavs fan, like heavily.
Right.
And when they got Luka, he was kind of like, oh yeah, we got Luka, cool, all right. You don't know people overseas like that. Luka's, like you said, Luka's only his second year in the league. Luka made the game look so fucking easy. He reminded me of when did you ever watch the doc series, the Last Dance series?
Yeah.
And you remember when Jordan, his rookie year, they asked him, they said, you making it look like it's easy when his rookie year, and he was like, yeah, it's pretty easy out here. Luka pretty much make it look easy. Like, it's like, okay, there's nothing. Like you said, I've been playing against grown men since I was 13. Like, y'all aren't doing nothing,
right?
Anything new. If anything, it might be a lot softer compared to playing overseas.
Right. You remember when another overseas player came, Ricky Rubio, when he came, and how easy he made it look passing the ball?
Oh my God.
He made it look so easy passing the ball. It was like, oh my God, I didn't even know you could do that. Luka does that, except he does that in all areas.
Areas of the game.
All areas of the game. 3 phases of the game, Luka got it.
Yeah, I think if Ricky Rubio wouldn't have got drafted by Minnesota, I think his career would have been different, completely different.
And he still has had a great career.
He's still nasty. Like, don't get it. And I remember when Ricky Rubio, before he came, that's all everybody was talking about was like Ricky Rubio. His dimes are like this and like that. And then he got to the league and he was straight. But then they tried to clown him and say, oh, you can't do that into the NBA. But I think if he wouldn't have went to Minnesota, if he wouldn't have got drafted to Minnesota where it was guard heavy that year, because I think he got drafted, if I'm not mistaken, if y'all want to fact check me in the comments, but I think he got drafted that year with Flynn, with Johnny Flynn from Syracuse, and it was like, why are you drafting 2 point guards? You know what I mean? And then Flynn fizzled out in the NBA, and then Ricky Rubio, where was he? He went to Minnesota. Who did he play for last year?
Was it? I don't forget who played. Did he play for the Suns last year?
No, the year before he got to the Suns. I know he was with Minnesota.
I can't remember.
Let me see. I remember.
That's my problem with Rubio is that he hasn't really got I don't think he has got a fair shot at being
he hasn't found a home.
Point guard.
He never found a home.
Number 1 point guard because all the teams he have gone to, there's been multiple guards on that team. Mm-hmm. So with multiple guards on that team,
Utah.
So that means you got to share the ball with multiple people, and it just doesn't work.
But see, I think that's what it was. I think he didn't. I don't think he had found him a home. I think he found a home in Phoenix now, because now you are the point guard, and you're a vet, so you are the point guard, and you got Booker. That's the 2. And then you got DeAndre Ayton, which I think DeAndre Ayton is going to be – I think Booker's going to make him elevate his game more.
More. He need to mature a little bit more.
Yeah. And I think Booker's going to do that, especially with Booker having that mentality of nobody can guard me. I'm going to get these buckets. And I think Rubio's found a home. I think Phoenix is a perfect fit for him because he didn't play – he was in Minnesota for 6. Then went to Utah for 2, and then he's been with Phoenix since.
Yeah. So
I agree. I think he finally found a home in Phoenix. Because look, this is the first time. This bubble was the first time like I really sat and watched Phoenix play.
Yeah, me too.
Especially because Phoenix ain't on TV.
No.
We know how the NBA does. If you're not. Yeah, we might throw you on TV 2 or 3 times out the blue just so you can get your revenue or whatever.
Get a bone.
Right, but you're not like the Lakers or none of the top teams. So this is the first time I actually sat and watched Phoenix play, and I like their squad. Like, if they keep everybody together, especially with them being young, Phoenix can be a problem in the West. I'm not saying they're gonna, jump up there and be a top 4 team in the West, because we all know how the West goes. But I do feel like after this bubble, I feel like they're a team that can fight for 6 through 7 or 6 through 8, maybe even 5, depending on how the season goes. But definitely they can fight for 6 through 8 seed with ease, I think.
Yeah,
I think this bubble gave them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and Weston's their coach, right? Monty Williams is their coach,
and
right?
Monty Williams is their coach, and I like.
So he's an excellent coach. So
yeah.
But getting back to the original thing, if I had to pick a 5 for the bubble, I think the 5 that you gave was the best. 5. I would have put Bo Bowl in there, but after Yusuf Nurkic dunked on him, he kind of faded away a little bit. Like, okay, I don't really.
Well, I wasn't gonna say Bo. Michael Porter Jr.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about
Michael Porter Jr. from Denver has been he's averaging 30-something, and he is.
Yeah.
So maybe. Nah, I'd still stay with that 5. I wouldn't be mad if someone said, I'm taking one of them out and putting Michael Porter Jr. in. I couldn't be mad at that. I would definitely keep Luka, Book, and Dame. And then when it comes to Giannis and TJ Warren, I wouldn't be mad if you said, well, I'm not putting Giannis, I'm going to put Michael Porter Jr. if strictly for the bubble, okay? Or if you took out TJ Warren and said I'm gonna put in Michael Porter Jr., I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can agree with that one. So I forgot about Michael Porter. That boy's been, and I saw them play the other night. Finally, I got to stay up and watch them playing. That dude, Denver, like
definitely.
We'll get into the playoffs here in a minute.
That might have to be its own episode. The playoffs.
The playoffs is gonna be. Yeah, trust me, the playoffs is definitely gonna be in its own.
So let's talk about these. Let's talk about overall though, because overall, let's go there. No, let's see. Hold on. Let's go. In the MVP, they got this game down to LeBron, Giannis, and Harden. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's easy. This guy, he leads all categories except for assists and 3 points, I want to say.
Which is Giannis.
Yes, which is Giannis.
No, I give it to Giannis.
Yes, and Giannis took a deep team of average players.
Yeah.
There. LeBron took a not-so-good team there, but there's Anthony Davis on the Lakers, so
it's
Giannis. It's Giannis. It's not even close for me.
Yeah, it's not close. I mean, LeBron is always going to put up numbers that he puts up because it's LeBron. I'm done. Because LeBron can. Because LeBron is. LeBron is LeBron, so he's always going to give you. He's going to be close to that. And like you said, he had Anthony Davis, so he could. I'm not saying he could take a night off, but he could take a night off, and Anthony Davis can carry him. And that's not to disrespect Chris Middleton from Milwaukee, because Chris Middleton, who is an all-star, is nice too, and I think he's finally getting the respect. But it's Giannis for me too. I mean, you took an average team. Now you took an average team to the playoffs, and you were number 1 seed, and then you did it again. Now look, this year though, there's no excuses. You have to get to the finals. That's what I'm just gonna say. We'll talk about the playoff on the next episode.
I'll save it.
Save that, but he has to, because you can't be. You lost to, who did they lose to? They lost to Philly last year. Yeah. No. They lost to Toronto. They lost to Toronto last year. Giannis got to change his game a little bit, because you saw what they did. They just packed it in and said, "Okay, I'll let you shoot all day." I agree with you on Giannis. I agree with you on Giannis MVP this year. Defensive Player of the Year, I'd give it to Giannis. Yeah, I think Giannis is going to be the first player since
Hakeem.
Was it Hakeem that got MVP? I know him and Jordan. I think him and Jordan the only two
Hakeem did
players.
it in 90. Yeah, Hakeem did it in 94. Jordan did it in
88.
88. Yeah, he also joined KG, David Robinson, of course, Jordan and Hakeem as the only players who have won both a defensive title and an MVP throughout their whole career. So Giannis is going to be making some history.
Yeah. So and I give him for Defensive Player of the Year. What else you got? NBA, the sixth man. It's only who are you gonna say? Because I already know who's gonna go. It's
only two people who can go to, and they're on the same team.
Who?
You got Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell.
It's going to Lou Williams.
The award should be named the Lou Williams Award. I don't know whose name is on it now, but they can go ahead and just make that the Lou Williams.
Well, it used to be
award.
Well, it used to be Jamal Crawford's.
Nah, but once they say, "Give me that," Lou Williams said, "Give me that."
Yeah. Lou Williams has got Sixth Man of the Year. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
Lou Williams come off the bench and get you 25, 30 easily.
But here's the thing though, him and Montrezl are both averaging the same amount of points.
Yeah,
they both average 18 points a game. Montrezl get you a little bit more rebounds, but at the end of the day, you can put Lou Williams in the starting lineup and he'll still do the same thing. He'll still get you buckets. And he can come down and clutch off the bench. So that one was easy though. Then you got what is it? Most improved?
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm going to your home city. I gotta give it to Devontae Graham for most improved.
No.
You wildin'. No, you're not gonna give it to Devontae Graham for most improved. Graham was averaging. Devontae Graham, Raleigh native, was averaging 2.3 points a game last year. My man was averaging 19 points a game this year. Who else are you gonna give it to?
Okay. What team does Devontae Graham play for?
It doesn't matter.
Hold on.
Bro, are we really gonna do that? Are we really? He plays for Charlotte. Are we really gonna pick the team? It don't matter.
What the Hornets at right now?
They're at home. I get that. But my man still. Even Luka said it. Even Luka said, "Give it to Devontae Graham. Most improved. It doesn't matter."
That's called humility. And he's being Luka's being very humble right now because Luka knows that it's his award. Luka has upped his game. He has elevated his already good game to a great game. Like I said earlier, the man is averaging 29 points.
But the thing is this:
9 rebounds.
Maybe it's
8 assists a game.
Maybe it's because of this. Maybe it's because Devontae Graham ain't gonna see another motherfucking award, bro. Let him have it. Luka's gonna get plenty of awards. Luka's probably gonna get MVP next year.
All right.
I just want to go with somebody else. I know Luka's gonna get it. Everybody knows Luka's gonna get it. He has no shit. Luka should be in the discussion for MVP. To be honest with you, if you want to keep it a buck,
he should be. I
don't know. It's just maybe just because it was that range. Like Devontae, who the fuck was a Devontae?
I'm about to call your full name. Call your full name, boy.
I'd give it to Luka. I'd give it to Luka too. But I wouldn't be mad at Devontae Graham.
How old is Devontae Graham?
Huh?
Devontae Graham's like what, 22, something like that.
Is he 22, 23?
He's young. He's something like that.
From Bronx,
you and I at our age right now can join the Hornets, and we could drop the same amount of points as he did. That's how bad the Hornets are. He put up numbers on a bad team. That's all it was. He put up numbers on a bad team, which is why he's not even in my opinion, it was either Luka or Bam Adebayo in Miami. So that's what it came down to.
I forgot about Bam.
Yeah. So only thing about Bam is that he's the second best player on that team. Well, somebody even say he's the third or fourth best player on that team.
Yeah.
So, but
I couldn't see who. There was nobody else that was really like
stand out.
That stood out. I mean, Luka. And maybe because I didn't give it to Luka, say Luka first because Luka doesn't play like a Luka doesn't play like a second-year player. Luka plays like he's been in the league for like damn near 10 years
That
already.
brings to my point because he's been playing. He's been playing basketball with grown men since he was 13.
Luka look like he's just been there. Okay,
He been getting knocked down by people bigger than LeBron since he was 13 years old.
Yeah.
He can take it. He was trained and built into this, conditioned into this, molded into a star player. So, but
now you said what now?
So go ahead though. You can go ahead. I lost my chance of thought.
Yeah. Luka. I mean, Luka's the obvious. I just wanted to go with somebody that was different.
Well, you could pick somebody else besides somebody averaging points.
Look, man, he went. He went from. Hey, he was on that same bad team last year. Was averaging 2 points a game. Man is averaging 19.
All it took was becoming a starter. You see what becoming a starter on a bad team? I mean, that's like Zach LaVine putting up numbers for the Bulls. Like, okay, that means absolutely nothing to me.
No, don't talk really about Zach LaVine, bro. Zach LaVine don't get no respect, bro.
Well, first of all,
he don't.
He did that to himself.
No, he should. They should listen. Zach LaVine. They should listen. Minnesota should have never got rid of Zach LaVine. Minnesota should have kept Zach LaVine and fucking kicked out Andrew Wiggins instead of waiting until now to kick out Andrew Wiggins.
Okay,
that's what they should have done. Y'all should have got Andrew Wiggins. Chicago should have got Andrew Wiggins.
Okay, but this is my point.
Even though his game probably going to change
now. I think Aaron Gordon learned this lesson this past year. When you enter the dunk contest and you win so many times, people only think of you as a dunker.
Well, you're gonna have to.
And that's what he did it once. After that first year, okay, I give him the second year maybe, but he shouldn't have. What's his name? He really should. The time that he spent practicing dunks and all that.
Who, Aaron?
No, Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine. He should have spent working on his jumper and playing some defense.
He worked on his jumper.
Not enough.
Now Aaron Gordon. I can see you saying Aaron Gordon because Aaron Gordon should have just hacked it up, my man. You went to the dunk contest 3 straight years. You lost 3 straight.
No. I said the same thing about him too.
Did he win the dunk contest last year?
No, he didn't win. Dwayne Wade gave him a 9 on that last dunk,
and gave it to
Dunn.
Yeah,
it's not Dunn.
Not Dunn.
Whatever that
man from Miami. Yeah.
So he was mad because he felt it was Miami bias, but here's the thing.
I think Zach LaVine's game is gonna. I think y'all need a new fucking look. Don't mean to sidetrack. Y'all need a new coach anyway.
Well, that's the thing. He's never going to prove with coach. Nobody on the Bulls. Look, I'm a Bulls fan. I love the Bulls. Since Phil Jackson left, we haven't found a coach. We don't know what we're doing over there.
No, Tom Thibodeau was there, bro. I give it to Tom.
Jerry Weinhurst, who's our owner and stuff like that, he wouldn't let Tom coach, and the players didn't want to. And the players don't want to play defense, so they was like, bump this, like, so.
Oh yeah, after Derrick Rose and all them left, yeah.
Yes,
because so they want to say y'all had that. Chicago had that stint with D Rose, Joe Kim.
Yeah.
Your boy that went to Philly.
That my favorite that we had the lineup that I like best that we had Joe Kim, we had Carlos Boozer, Kurt Heinrich. No, it was Derrick Rose, Kurt Heinrich, Jimmy Butler, Carlos Boozer, and Joe Kim Noah. Mm-hmm. That 5 right there was the 5 that we needed, but we just couldn't get over. We couldn't get past LeBron and stuff like that. Yeah. But that was a good defensive team, and after that, nobody really want to play defense. And our drafting just sucked.
Your drafting is horrible. Sucked. Yeah,
it was horrible. So Zach LaVine, getting back to why Zach LaVine, underneath our current boys management, none of those players would develop into
no.
And I think we need a new owner.
Yeah, what's y'all's coach name? Boylan?
Yeah. And I call him Frank Trash Can. That's what I call him, Frank the Trash Can.
He needs to. Yeah, he needs to go.
He's horrible.
Yeah, and I love the Bulls because y'all got Kobe, y'all got White, y'all got a nice core too.
Yes,
y'all got a nice core. Y'all really do got a nice core.
We have a lot of talented players on our team, but getting them all to work together, I don't think it's the person.
I don't think so neither.
And which is why I think Kobe White, if he would have went to a different team, I think he could have made, because he was making some towards the end. Once he got it comfortable, he was making some good plays to be. We could say, okay, he can win Rookie of the Year, close to.
Yeah, but we all know, it's unanimous who Rookie of the Year. John Morant came in and said, "Y'all can kiss my ass. This is my rookie year."
Although, when you look at if you just look at the numbers, for John, he's their point guard, right? And maybe I'm old, and you call me old-fashioned about this, but I want my point guard to average more than 5 assists. He's not even averaging. He's not even averaging 5 assists.
Who?
John Morant.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. He's averaging 3. Bro, I think he's averaging like 3 assists.
No.
Per game.
No.
Yes.
No, my man's averaging more than that.
No, he's not. Look it up.
Yeah. John Morant's averaging 7 assists a game.
Got him.
Okay.
I was about to say.
Okay, he got 4 more assists.
7 assists. But you can't get mad at that. He probably if he was averaging 3 assists, he probably still could have got 9 or 10 assists a game. He ain't got no shooters on the squad. Who is a shooter on Memphis? Let's be honest.
Okay, hold on. Let me backtrack. I said, let me clarify this for the people out there and you. I said it's a no-brainer that he is.
Yeah.
But a no-brainer. I just said at the time I looked at the stats, it was like he's only averaging 3 to 4 assists. He was averaging under 5 assists per game. I was like, as a point guard, I want him to do more.
Yeah, he's 18 points, 48% from the field, over 3.5 rebounds a game, and 7 assists a game.
I wonder how many of those of that 48% is near the basket. Because I really don't see him taking that many jumpers though.
No. Majority of that is him getting to the bucket. Yeah, I'd give. Yeah, it's unanimous that John Morant got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
You could have if Zion would have played at the beginning of the season, I think he would have gave him a run for his money. But again, I think because John Morant has the ball in his hands more, I still think he would have edged
him out.
I think he would have edged him out. But most of these people see highlights, so they would have seen him dunking, seeing Zion doing these crazy dunks. They probably would have just gave it to him because he had all the hype coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think John Morant would have edged him out. And then Kendrick Nunn had for Miami had a nice little run at one point. But yeah, John Morant hands down won that.
Who do you think is going to have the better career, John Morant or Zion?
I think John Morant. To be honest, it could depend. I got to see what Zion does for a full season. Because I think John Morant, I know what John Morant's going to give me now. Because I saw him play the whole year. I know what John Morant's going to get you buckets. And he's going to get you dimes. John Morant ain't scared of nobody in the league. He don't give a fuck if you've been in the league 15 years.
Right.
He don't care. He's one of those old school of you put your pants on one leg at a time like me. I'm coming out here to show you. Zion, if Zion slims down and slims down but keeps the bulk and gets a consistent jump shot and maybe can take it out to the 3-point line and get you maybe 2 or 3 threes a game, I think they'll have the same career. Yeah, but I got to see what Zion does because they put him on minutes restriction, which I think is the dumbest shit to me. I get to protect your player, your star rookie or whatever, but it's like shit, you ain't gonna do nothing sitting
without
him. Yeah. So I would, and I like New Orleans. If Zion, I'll put it this way: if Zion can get into shape and get a consistent 15-foot jump shot. He don't even have to hit 3. Just get a consistent 15-foot jump shot and keep his rebounding and explosiveness and everything. New Orleans can be like Phoenix and battle for the 6th through 8th seed in the West because New Orleans got a 6 squad. New Orleans got a nice team. They got a nice team. I wish they would have played better in the bubble. They played shit in the bubble.
I think you are what your record says you are.
Yeah,
you are what your record. You are what your record says. And
you can't say that because Phoenix's regular season was horrible. Phoenix was further behind than them, but they won 8 straight.
Right, but you can see what happens when you get it together. So imagine if you can see what you have when you get it together. It's like, okay, this is what we need to do. And sometimes teams figure it out later, like, oh, this is what we need to work through. So that's just one thing. I think Zion would never play a full season, though. I think he will always average. I think he will always be around. I think he'll only play around 50 games per season. Okay. I think he'll always be missing games here and there, just because I don't think he. I think his current condition. I don't think he wants to slim down or wants to. I don't think Zion wants it because everything has come so easy for him at his current size, and a lot of times people can like, well, I've been playing this way. I've been this size all my year. I've been able to play bully ball with everybody else throughout my whole career. Why should I stop doing it now? And I think he's that type of player.
Well, until somebody knocks him off the rocker.
You know what it's gonna take? When he plays more games and they start sending those double teams
and they start understanding how he plays,
understand how he plays, and then he can't get his shot. He's like, oh dang, he's turning the ball over, and then he gonna do what all these other players do. He goes to these old legends and had them learn how to work the post game, stuff like that. So, but Ja for sure, I think Ja has the potential to have a better career.
Before we dip out. The play-in game. All right.
Okay. So let me break it down to you. Phoenix, I think Phoenix won early. Phoenix won, right?
When y'all see, let me put this disclaimer up here. When y'all watch this, the play-in games would have already been decided. As of now, Portland won and Memphis won. No. Take that back. Memphis won.
So they're in.
Phoenix won and Phoenix won.
So
now it's just Portland has to win. Which Portland is playing
the Jazz later tonight.
No. San Antonio's playing the Jazz. They're playing right now. Portland is playing.
Who's playing?
Whoever Portland is playing.
They're already in. So.
Yeah. So they're not. They play the Nets.
They play the Nets. Oh, so.
Yeah. So. They should win that game. They should win that game.
So, here's the thing: if they lose,
you got the Suns in Memphis.
Yeah, the Suns in Memphis.
And then to be honest with you, if Portland loses and the Suns in Memphis play, the Suns are going to be the 8th seed.
Right.
The Suns are going to beat Memphis in the play-in game. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Hands down.
If Phoenix gets into that play-in game. Phoenix is gonna be the 8th seed.
And see, this kind of makes me mad though because Memphis played terrible throughout this whole bubble, and they get in by I think they only won 2, maybe 3 games.
2 games, and then Phoenix goes undefeated.
And you take a team like this, even the Spurs. This was their chance to make 23 straight playoff appearances.
Yeah.
If Memphis had a loss early today. Imagine the hype that would have been these next games coming up. That would have been good.
Yeah.
But Memphis just had and that's that you play. And I think that's the main thing about the NBA. You just play who's in front of you.
Play who's in front of you, and you can't get mad at Memphis because Memphis was that much further ahead than everybody.
And if you take care of your business early on, you wouldn't need for these playoff games.
Yeah.
So, but Portland is definitely going to win. I think Portland's going to win tonight. They're going to win tonight.
They better win tonight. They ain't got no choice, but they better win tonight. Dame has one more game to prove, or not to prove, but to let people know. Don't forget who I am. Again, he has one more game, which I think he's going to drop. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's dropping 60 again. He's dropping 50 again tonight. He's dropping 50 plus points again tonight against Brooklyn.
Let me bring this back. Let me bring this earlier. I think Paul George said it best last year as he got walked off the court. That was a bad shot. And Dame does take a whole lot of bad shots. With that being said, he'll take a pull-up 3 from half court. Just Steph does the same thing. Steph takes a whole lot of bad.
You know what though? People that aren't shooters say shit like that. Paul George isn't a shooter like that. So of course, Paul. They all shooters are gonna shoot. Every time they shoot, it's not like they're like, "Whoa, I think this is gonna miss." They're shooting it because they think they're gonna go in. That's the same thing with the Devin Booker shot that was from half court when the buzzer, and he shot it. He was like, "I didn't shoot it. I didn't." He said it. I didn't shoot it thinking that I was gonna miss it. No, I shot it because I know I was gonna make it. That's Dame.
But I think when it comes down to it, bad shots and all, I'll take his bad shooting, his bad shot choices for me over that. The playoff game is the 8th seed. Whoever has the 8th seed, they only have to win one game, but whoever has the 9th seed,
has to win two. That's why I said Portland. That's why I said whoever wins. If Portland wins, Portland's the 8th seed hands down. If Portland loses, Phoenix, I think Phoenix will win. Phoenix is on a roll so well that I think Phoenix will win the 2 games. Now they might get if Phoenix does get in and play the Lakers, I think the Lakers will. I think the Lakers will beat them in 5 or 6.
The Lakers will beat them in 4. The Lakers will beat them. The Lakers will beat them in 3, and it's a 4-game series. That's not bad.
I don't know, man.
Let's go.
I don't know. I think Booker would elevate, and then Portland. We already said. I think if Portland gets in, which I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, we are.
I think Portland. Yeah, I think Portland will beat LA in 7 because I don't think the Lakers want to see Portland.
Well, we'll get into the playoffs next time, though.
Yeah. Next episode we'll have the playoff.
So
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be. This bubble is actually entertaining.
Yeah, it turned out better than what I thought it would.
Yeah, it definitely turned out better than I thought.
Shout out to the. I didn't even know. Shout out to the Bears in the background. You know,
Bears that don't know who their quarterback is because Mitch Trubisky is a bum.
Hey. We're not talking about football.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll save that because I have some questions for you about football. We'll save that for the next pod too.
Say that. Next
Hopefully,
TBD.
I don't know. The next TBD. So, no offense, we did tell you guys y'all could pick, but we're gonna stick with TBD.
Yeah. For now, you never know. It might change next week.
It might change. It might change next week. It might change.
It's not gonna change.
It might change in a couple of days. Playoffs is Sunday. Playing game is Saturday. Playoffs start on the 17th. NBA
basketball.
NBA basketball. It's exciting. It's a whole new game. Hashtag. That's what they call it now. It looks like the same game to me, personally. It just looks like a basketball game.
Yeah,
They're just in the lane right now. But that's just me. Anyways, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'm Reggie.
Jamal.
And we out.
I guess we out.